So in this video, I will be discussing different types of arrays with examples. So let's begin with fixed arrays. So what are fixed size arrays? So you can refer to my previous videos and in which I have compared the packed arrays with unpacked arrays. So those type of arrays are fixed arrays. So fixed arrays are static and their dimensions are predefined before the compilation. So these are more useful for data whose size is known. For example, as I have declared earlier in my videos, so this is a example of fixed array, and as you can see right here, the dimensions are declared. So if the number of elements or dimension is known, then it is better to use fixed arrays. So let's move on with our other type of arrays. Those are dynamic arrays. So dynamic arrays allows runtime resizing, making them more suitable if the data or the number of elements are unknown. So let me give you an example. So this is how we declare a dynamic array. Let's name it A, and each element will be of 32 bits. So you can determine the size of this type of arrays during the compilation time or runtime. You can increase the size, you can shrink the size, you can do many other operations. And also dynamic arrays are of unpacked type. So let's begin with an example. And before that, I want you to know that both the fixed arrays and dynamic arrays are more ideal for the cases in which the data are accessed sequentially and they are fastest for such kind of operation. So let's begin with an example. So I will declare three arrays and each three of them have 32 bits element. And see. So these are three dynamic arrays, and since they are dynamic, their size is unknown before the compilation time, and each of them have 32-bit element. So first, let's just go ahead and print the value of this empty arrays and find out what they will print. So to do that, I will just use $stop. So first, let's check for any possible compilation error. Okay, let's simulate the code. So as you can see right here, each three of them are empty because their dimension are not initialized. So let's go ahead and initialize these arrays. So I will do that in the next time slot. And first we will initialize the dynamic array A. So how do we initialize a dynamic array? It's very simple. Just have to write the name of the variable which is containing the dynamic array, and we have to use the new keyword. And after using the new keyword in the square bracket, we have to mention the number of elements we want to assign to that dynamic array. So for this example, I am assigning 5 elements. So now this A dynamic array has 5 elements. And what I will do, I will just go ahead and use the $stop for one more time and find out whether the elements have been assigned or not. So let's simulate the code. So as you can observe right here on the console that A has 6 elements of unknown value. And it is because the data type of this dynamic array is logic, and the default value of logic is x, that is unknown. So as you can see right here, we are getting 6 elements of x, and now let's give some value. So for example, use uh, let's use the default keyword. So if you will watch my previous video in which I compared the packed and unpacked arrays, I have used a keyword known as default. And to use that, we just have to write default colon and give any value. So for this example, I'm giving 6. So by doing that, oh wait, not semicolon, colon. So by doing that, each element will be assigned with the default value of 6. So what I will do, I will run the code, but before that, I will show you that how you can pass the value of one dynamic array to other dynamic array. And it's very simple. You can just pass the value by using an equal assignment. So let's pass the value of A to C. And to do that, you just have to write C equals to A. And it will copy the dimension and all the elements, everything from the dynamic array A to the dynamic array C. So let's find out if that works or not. And also I will do that in the next time slot. Let's simulate the code. So as you can see right here that the copy did happen. All the elements and with their respective dimension have been passed or copied to the dynamic array C. So let's move on with dynamic array B, and for this I want all the elements of A to be copied to C, I mean to B, but also the dynamic array B should have a room for more elements. So how can we do that? My aim is to copy all the elements of A to B, but other than that, B should also have space for more elements. So we can do that by using the new keyword. So allow me to demonstrate it. So what I will do, I will just write B equals to new, and let's say I want around 15 elements to be assigned to B, and on top of that the first 6 elements or the first 5 elements should be of A. To do that, I will simply write round bracket A. So what this will do is that the first 5 elements of B will be something like this. Will be 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. So the first 5 elements will be 6 and the remainder of the elements will be the default. And the default value for logic is unknown. So it will be like X, 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 and so on. So let's run the code for one more time and find out if we are getting the desired output or not. So as you can see right here on the console that we are indeed getting the desired output, and it is that the B will have the 5 elements of A assigned to its first 5 elements, and the remainder of the elements of B will be of default type. So this is how you pass the elements of another dynamic array to other dynamic array, and On top of that, what will happen if in the next time slot, if I assign new elements to A and using new keyword. So what if I do this? New 10. So if I do this, it will delete all the previous values inside the A, which is 6, and it will assign 10 new empty elements of the default value of logic type, which is unknown. So let's go ahead and print the value. So as you can see right here that now A has 10 elements as we have declared right here, but all the previous elements that are 6, 6, 6, 6, the values have been deleted. So what if you want to increase or shrink the size of A, but you want to retain the previous value? So let's say I want to increase the size of A, but I want to retain the previous value of 6. You can do that just by writing A inside curly brackets and round brackets. And it is very similar to this, what we did here. So what this will do, it will just increase the size of A from 5 elements to 10 elements, and it will retain the previous value of the A. So let's save the code and run it. So as you can see right here, we managed to increase the number of elements of A, and we also retained the previous values of A. So this is how we can use dynamic arrays to increase and shrink and copy the elements. And yeah, one last thing. What if you want to delete the number of elements or the dimensions of a dynamic array? You can do that by using the delete keyword. So here, what I will do, I will just delete all the elements inside B, and I can do that by writing B dot delete. So it's a method. So by using delete method, I can delete all the elements and even the dimension of B, and it will return to its previous form. That is nothing. That is an empty array. So let's find out. Let's simulate the code. So as you can see right here that all the elements of B have been deleted, and now B is an empty array, like during the first time slot. So yeah, this was all about the dynamic array, and these are very useful if the dimensions are, are not known before the runtime. So in the next video, I will be discussing queues. So stay tuned and thank you so much.